welcome. It is 5 o'clock. We actually have a quorum. So,
Are we on yet?
are we on yet?
Were you worried?
Yeah.
And we're recording? Okay, let's soldier in. Let's begin with a roll call vote. Commission members.
Randy Cassidy, present.
John West, present.
Sue Scambolari, present. And staff.
Anna Killian Hansen, present.
Christina Finley, Hand Department.
Tammy Caswell, Head Department.
Jane Cooper Smith, Economic and Sustainable Development.
Jessica McClellan, City Controller.
Roy Aiton, City Engineering.
Anna Dragovich, Economic and Sustainable Development.
Matt Swinny, Hand Department.
Travis Fensel.
Okay. General supportive guy.
We do
So-
have one more staff
Cody
person
Tufman,
present.
Hand Department.
Oh, great.
Dana Kerr, Legal.
Great. So, thank you, everybody. Let's move to the minutes for September 15th and the executive session summary for October 14th of 2025. Are there any corrections, changes? And if not, may I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve minutes as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Those minutes are approved. So let's move to examination of claims registers. And are there any questions or comments on the claims registers? None? All right.
Not at this point.
If not, is there a motion to approve?
Move for approval.
Second.
And that, just to clarify, that's for both?
Both.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Those are approved. Moving on to examination of payroll registers for September 19th, 2025 and October 3rd, 2025. Are there any questions or comments on payroll registers? And if not, may I have a motion to approve?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None in opposition? Thank you. Those are approved. Okay. Let's move on to reports of officers and committees. We'll begin with the director's report. Anna.
No director's report this evening, though I do want to say thank you to all of the community members and the Redevelopment Commission for coming to the Hopewell South kickoff meeting that was held just previous to this. We had a great turnout, and I think it went well.
And just, that'll be available on CATS, will it not? For those who couldn't
Yes,
be
and we did record the meeting, and we'll have the slide deck available
Great.
for distribution as well.
there. Great, thank you. Legal report?
Here for questions if you have them.
Okay, thank you. Treasurer, please.
Yeah.
Good evening, Commissioners. In your packet is my new version of the project summary report. I've been tinkering around with a way to present the projects to you in a different way that kind of shows a little bit more information that's more useful for staff and for the members of the RDC. So I divided, I still have the divisions named by project, like the first one is Hopewell East, and then it is going to go through the resolution number and the vendor attached to that resolution that is either still open and outstanding from previous years, or ones, and including all the ones that you've approved so far this year in 2025. So this can give you kind of a better overview of what is actually happening in each project. Because I know as the year goes by and as resolutions get approved, you may see the project name and a number attached to it, but I was hoping that this would give you kind of more jog your memory as what has come before the RDC, how much we have spent in that resolution, and then if that vendor has been paid and the project is closed, it'll show the amount expensed, and then it'll show a zero due balance. So the balance will be that that nothing is due, and that means that we've finished out that part of that resolution. So there's a lot more detail here, and also this means that as we go through every meeting, we can add resolution numbers to these lists so we can keep better track for the RDC of those resolutions. Hand also keeps track on different spreadsheets of all the resolutions and all the PO numbers, and there's even a lot more detail in the way they track it. But this, I hope, is more information that is useful to you on these projects. So something like Hopewell East is a little bit, it doesn't have all of the information because, as you know, we've spent over $14 million on that project. That isn't all shown right here. We could change this sheet to maybe have a line that shows, you know, something about like past years, how much has really been expensed in the project, and then everything that's currently open and being worked through right now. But other than Hopewell East, all the projects that are on here have all the resolution numbers and amounts that we have spent so far. Yes.
John?
Is Hopewell South covered in here?
Hopewell South, anything that we did in Hopewell South is kind of divided between East and First and West. When I looked at our our POs, it wasn't always clear to me in the past what was Hopewell South and what was Hopewell East. Like, there was a lot of demolition that was done in Hopewell South, and that's included in the Hopewell East number. It doesn't have to be, and that's a great, I can take that as a suggestion or a request that we break out Hopewell South too. I can work on doing that.
Well, we certainly talk about them separately, so it would probably be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what you said just a moment ago, we're going back to in some cases 2020, 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
But anything prior to that is not reflected on this.
Correct.
So these totals, if I add up all of the Hopewell totals, which I did,
yes,
came out to about 7.6, 7.7 million.
Mm-hmm.
That really doesn't reflect the total cost of what we've spent, setting aside the purchase,
Mm-hmm. Right.
of what we spent on this project.
Mm-hmm. No, you are right, and I'm hearing then that would still be a valuable number to have to keep current on this sheet, and I can absolutely do that.
Be good.
Yeah.
Probably it'd be good to have the total and not a
We used to have
incremental total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. No problem.
The breakout's good.
Okay.
It gives us a better idea, but the previous things for these projects that we have that are ongoing, so we can keep track of the total amount spent. Actual total spent.
Yes.
And if you need to do it as a balance forward,
Yeah.
just because it's so old, I guess that's fine, because most of that's has been expensed.
Yes.
And there's nothing outstanding.
Yes.
So just,
And if you guys do have questions, we do have a detailed spreadsheet tracking a lot of the expenses or claims that are going through for each resolution that you guys are passing to see where we are. This is a really good overview, but if you need to break it down more granularly, let me know.
Well, just as you put through these, and as John indicated on the 2020, and some of these that are 4 and 5 years old, or 9, you know, I mean, that aren't closed. You know, is that a situation that we're just waiting for invoices to come in, or?
Let's see.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well,
like-
actually.
well, here's one of them is First Street. It was a 2020 VS Engineering.
So that one is closed. It was approved for $720,000, and then we spent $699,000.
Okay, so we're
and then the
done
next
with
column is
that.
zero.
Okay.
So those,
Bad example.
yeah, when
Yeah.
those are done, that cash balance just drops out. It's just basically, we got it done under budget, is what its
Yeah.
indication.
Yeah.
Well, it's blank in the
Blank.
right column because
Yeah.
And close it.
It's closed out.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
So like First Street is a great example of like a project that's kind of coming to the end, it's being closed out, and I put all of the resolutions that I could find related to First Street there, so you can see like kind of the total of what the RDC spent on First Street, even though some of them are, 5 years old.
Okay.
And all of these also involve like coordination with engineering, because sometimes there's POs out there that that it has been closed out, and we just need to check in with engineering and just to make sure before we, we say, okay, this project is done.
Okay.
And this is a good way for all of us to communicate, especially internally, about where we have questions.
Okay.
There was one that stood out to me big time, and that's Milestone. We know they're a huge vendor for this project,
For East.
but they're only listed here once.
So we did have a huge contract, like $13 million with Milestone, and that's one of the main ones that I left off this list.
Yeah.
And them and many, many others from back in like 2020, I think, when I gotten that bid, or 2021. So there's a lot of major Hopewell East ones that have been closed out that I left off of this. I didn't want to overwhelm you with this huge long list of Hopewell East resolutions, and so I made the decision, let's just do the open ones for Hopewell East, just the open ones. But I think I like the idea of doing a balance forward. This is like everything we've spent so far, and then these are the ones that are still open.
That'd be good.
Okay.
And then,
Other questions?
And then as they close out, eventually you can roll them up into the balance and
Exactly. Yeah, I think that'll work really nice.
and then, just a quick question in regards to the general ledger. Unless Sue, do you have other
Go ahead.
questions? Yeah. Essentially, we're sitting on 24 million,
Yes.
but for projects.
Oh, well, yeah, 22 in the TIF.
Mhm.
Let's see. Yeah. The RDC account is 1.5, the TIF account, the TIF fund is 22, and the Kinzer Prow is 707 CS.
Okay. Okay, that's the cash balance that we're rolling right now. And then,
Yes.
as we look at what you put out for the commitment on Kinzer, we don't have anything yet, but we are looking at some items.
Yes, we do not have
To
anything,
identify.
and we are looking.
Because we got a sunsetting clause that's
Yes,
occurring.
we do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Anything else? Okay, Jessica, thank you for preparing this for us. Thank you
Great.
for being open to additional feedback too. So. And that moves us to a business development update?
Yeah, just
Jane?
a brief update or a brief invitation for commissioners and the public to join the City in the Mill in celebrating Innovation Week, which is November 4th to 7th. Each day has a different theme. Tuesday is health tech, Wednesday is gov tech, government tech, Thursday is an AI theme, and then Friday is the culmination with creative arts and the community block party. The community block party is from 5 to 8 p.m. In the Trades District, and if you sign up in advance, you can get tours of the great facilities there, including the Forge, which was completed and placed in service this year. So
And the date again?
November 7th from 5 to 8. And the goal, to be clear, is really to invite the public into the Trades District and help the community have a sense of ownership of this really awesome neighborhood.
You might, there was a great invitation sent out for both the daily thing, and then also there's a separate one for the event at the end. We could re-forward those if you didn't get it, because I think you had to RSVP.
I was just asking for the record.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
But thank you for the thought.
So much for being
I
on.
think that's it from me.
Great, thank you.
Were you going to say something?
I was gonna ask a question.
Oh,
We can
go for
ask
it.
later. Now, I was just asking based upon the reporting and such, where we might be working towards on the hotel.
Well, I can give approximately the same update I think I gave to CIB last week, which is right, the.
Which hotel?
Oh, the Trades District Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I do have an update on that.
Okay.
They're really working hard to move that forward. They have filed and will go to zoning, BZA, I think in November, and then they'll be scheduled for Plan Commission the 1st of January.
Okay.
So they're making progress.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you, Jane.
Yep.
That takes us to new business, beginning with Resolution 25-127. We're taking that out of order. This is a resolution to earmark funds for infrastructure design in the southwest quadrant of the city of Bloomington. Who will be speaking to this for us?
There he is. Roy and I will. As you all know, we have two potential developments on the southwest side. And this area is basically the only area that's pretty sparse in the city of Bloomington that could have further development. And so you have the Summit property, which those are ongoing talks with them, plus the Public Investment Corp property as well. Plus, in addition to that, you have the current Weimer Road that is a significant part of it's located in a floodplain, and has a actual one-lane bridge on it. So as development may occur, there is a need to have a much better north-south corridor between there. So Vanguard Way is an area that, or a road that we believe, engineering believes, that would be able to create a good north-south pathway. It would, we're in negotiations with Public Investment Corp about going through their property. And then part of that property is shared with Monroe County, so we'll be working with them as well. And then within the Summit area itself, there is a connection that could be made for Adams Street as well, going through their property. And then you could connect the two of them, Adams and Vanguard, with Sudbury. What we're asking for tonight is no commitment to approve a contract or an amount, but to help with our discussions with developers and our in engineering and such. We would be asking the RDC to set aside, to earmark $5 million for infrastructure in that area. And of course, infrastructure is one of the top listed things that RDC can use with their funds. And so the thought is that if we could have some money set aside, that would give us a better leverage point with dealing with these developers, and it would also help speed up getting that north-south corridor. So what you would, pretty much the first phase would be trying to get Vanguard in with a roundabout at Bloomfield Road and a roundabout at Tap Road, likely roundabout. That would be a major goal, and then the next would probably be Adams, and then third Sudbury. But again, we're trying to just keep it to infrastructure, trying to keep it to roadways, infrastructure that would support development in that area. We do believe that if we could design infrastructure through that Vanguard Way, and that would spur more development. If we have that road in, people drive through it, people see this area, see that, that they can develop it, and see that that infrastructure is already there. Sorry, that they're not going to have to, pay for that, then that would give them more incentive to take care of what's on their own property themselves. But if you have, feel free to jump in early.
I just know that we're very early in the process. We're working with them right now, so we're looking at design services, things like that, start conversations. There was a traffic impact study that was done for the development. It outlined some improvements that were going to be required to support the development that they want to do. So I know that's being heard right now. We're in the traffic commission meeting. This would then just outline us for moving forward on engineering services, so we can get down into the weeds a little bit more beyond just the traffic study that's out there right now.
So again, this is not approving any contract. It's not dedicating any money to a specific project within there. It's just saying that the RDC believes that infrastructure is important in that southwest quadrant of the city, and that you're willing to set aside a certain amount of funds to try to get that development, of that infrastructure to happen. So again, it's not approving a contract, those would all be brought back to you. You could always say no to them, each and every one of them, if you choose to do so. But this basically is just saying, hey, look, the RDC thinks it's important to get infrastructure down that southwest corner, not only for the future development, but honestly for fire and police protection, you know, to be able to get through there. So there's a lot of benefits to the city to do it, but it may well spur some good development down there that the city would be happy to see.
I know I have a couple questions, but I'll start with commissioners. Go ahead.
I've got three that kind of run together. One is this quadrant currently is not in a TIF district, correct?
It is.
It is.
It is, except for the county part, because that's county.
Which TIF is a part of the?
It's
The consolidated?
Is it part of the consolidated? Because that's we only really.
yeah, it's part of the consolidated, but which part of the consolidated is, I think it's the TAP expansion.
Okay.
I
Well,
believe
that,
that's-
as long as it's part of the consolidated, that
Yeah.
actually answers my other two questions, so
Randy?
Well, I'm glad I could do that officially.
that was easy.
All right. Couple questions and one thing. One, that taproot TIF area, I was looking to try to identify the ordinance when that was expanded into the Sudbury. Couldn't find it. I was curious when that occurred.
When the tap road.
When the taproot TIF and the Sudbury property expanded into that taproot TIF. Because at the present moment, what's the yeah, from a resolution standpoint, when it was expanded. And again, I don't remember when that occurred.
The I don't know if
Consolidated
this is related.
TIF, the consolidated
That was
TIF.
2016,
Do we have a map
or
of
sorry,
the
2015,
I have one on my
I think.
desk that hasn't been
And
run.
there-
You're worried about the timeline?
Well, I'm a timeline looking at, and then when it was actually done, and then, so I'm just, that's the
Wouldn't
quick.
we carve out a new tip?
Yes.
Restart the clock based on development, like a
That's,
scalpel?
Yes.
that's one of the questions I have, because the overlying TIF that originally was discussed was PIC, and then, you know, in full disclosure, I will have to abstain from a vote on this because I am an adjoining property owner for both these properties that you're discussing. So, in order of transparency, for me to vote on it would be wrong, because I'm in that quadrant. So.
But his question goes back to mine.
Yeah.
If we're trying to identify a TIF district in which this allocation would come from, it's got to be clear to me where it's coming from. It was clear if it's part of the consolidated, but now, because of the question Randy asked, now I'm back to
Because when we consolidate,
blurry again.
if we consolidated the TIF at that point, when was the Sudbury portion added into that TIF to make sure? Because we're talking about, you know, the north-south Adams Road to connection, which I have no doubt that is a necessary thing in the future. But, and then my only other question on that was when, and then how we would do that because of the dollar amount. And then the $5 million we're looking at, that's a design criteria, or just up to?
I think that's just earmarking right now, so there are no contracts to bring to you, but they're kind of like set aside, hey, this is coming.
Okay.
But
So-
yes, design as well.
And it's design, it says in the
Right.
a resolution, it's for design services.
Design service.
And it's up to,
Yeah, and it'll be up to you to bring back, but it could be up to $5 million for the whole thing, which is exactly the maximum amount that we have the authority to do without going to council.
This resolution actually would need to be tabled for a resolution to pass. Yes, you can have 3-person and have a quorum, but for a resolution to pass, it needs 3 votes. So it's not just a majority of the quorum, it would be 3 votes.
It would be 3 votes, which we would not have
So
because of the
we-
abstention.
yes.
I hate to do that, guys, but I have to
No,
do
but
it
it
for
is what it
the
is.
resident.
It would be great if we can concluded any discussion so we could bring it up the next time we have a.
Well, if
approved,
we're gonna bring it up again, then these are some questions you can probably drill
Yeah.
down on that would help
Mhm.
make the
Yeah.
decision just easier.
And again, what would happen as far as the TIF goes is it would be each development and possibly each part of the developments would be carved out as a separate TIF. And that would, and the TIF clock starts when you have the first obligation on that, whether it be a bond or lease. And so that would bring to life that TIF area. It wouldn't sunset it early, or as far as you would get the same benefit out of it as if it was developed 25 years ago when you started TIF 25 years ago. You're still going to be able to capture that incremental increase and use it because it's consolidated TIF. Even if you're using consolidated TIF money from the other areas to do this, once it starts bringing in revenue, you can use that for the other consolidated areas. That's the whole purpose of having consolidated that TIF. So it's not only a great benefit to that area, it could bring in revenues that could be used in the others. And you know, there are different ways of financing and working with developers that that could have implications with that, but that's too early to really talk about that. But the point is, it would start a clock again.
I have sorry, now I forgot the name of it. The Tap Road TIF, established in 1993 and expanded in 2003. And I appreciate kind of the detail that we're getting into, and I think maybe it would help if we come up a level. The purpose of staff making this request today is really to communicate to the commissioners that we are looking at ways that the TIF can be applied to really foster redevelopment in this part of town. And we believe, our recommendation is that investments in public infrastructure and specifically some of the roads that were named tonight are the right way to do that. And we want to know if you all are supportive of that as a strategy as well. And then we want to signal via this commitment of funds that we would be bringing specific funding requests back with more specific asks, to Roy's point, specific roads with, you know, having gone through the bid process with those contractors. But this today is just really to foster the conversation and to signal that commitment.
Absolutely. I will say that those dates are not actually correct. There were some additional expansions in 2016, but we can get those exact dates for you.
Just full disclosure, the 03 was when I voluntarily annexed and added the Lower Mill into the TIF in 03.
We will come prepared at the next go.
Well, you guys are usually prepared anyway.
Not an additional question. I wasn't confused about this, and then I was, and then I wasn't, and then I was. So I'm a was right now. So, existing TIF revenues to be used by the City of Bloomington for professional design and service fees. Some of the conversation I've heard suggests that it would be used for the actual infrastructure improvements, like putting a roundabout.
Nothing like that had been
No, so it's
decided.
just.
design.
Just to
Do we
design.
envision it being spent for anything beyond design and service fees?
Not that $5 million. Do we envision that there might be the need for
Sure.
RDC dollars for the further infrastructure?
Probably.
I would think likely.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the roads are expensive.
But
and-
this 5 million.
But this $5 million
is not going to
for-
be
no, it's for.
building a
design.
roundabout or whatever.
No.
So, got it.
It's making a design.
I'm not confused now.
Questions?
Yeah. One other just comment, and this is just research on design, and we're talking $5 million. The Fullerton Pike Section 3 that just came in, it was a $1.15 million design contract. Now, it's been a few years ago, so inflation has occurred, but
Making it very expensive.
yeah. And that was a $19 million project,
Right.
so. percentage-wise, if the 5 million is for design, this is really expensive stuff for Adams Street and Sudbury.
Any other questions? If not, may I have a motion to table? No, apparently not. You can move to table.
I'll move to table.
I'll
Okay.
second the motion to table.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. So that'll come back to us at our next meeting.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
sorry, that's all we were saying.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that very much.
Just by way of information for the public, we have a number of resolutions coming up, all pertaining to CDBG funding. Resolution 25-120 is a little bit different, and then it goes back to a 2022 physical improvement grant, so we're going to take that separately. But then we will have one vote if commissioners are agreeable on the remaining CDBGs. So does that work for you all?
I'm good.
Great, okay. Resolution 25-120, approval of First Amendment to the 2022 CDBG Physical Improvement Grant with City of Bloomington Utilities, who will be speaking to this.
Hi.
And here you are.
Matt Sweeney with hand. Yeah, this 2022 project, we had a long road with environmental review issues, so we're now finally at the end of those, so we're extending this agreement to the end of 26. Hopefully we can get this all done next year, and we are increasing the funds to help with all of the costs that has been incurred with this project. Happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
I guess the most obvious question is, are the funds there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're already there, they're already earmarked. We're good, we got 200 grand set into the side to deal with this.
Yep.
And CBU has a plan in place that will get them done in the timeline now that we've hit all of our environmental checks.
And just for the benefit of the audience, this money comes from HUD to us via CDBG. It has nothing to do with TIF funding.
And we're just looking at the situation, if they don't get it done this year, which I'm sure they will, is there a chance of losing this money or it being clawed back at any particular time once we vote to do this?
No.
Okay,
No,
good.
it'd be fine even if we had to extend it again.
It may affect our overall timeliness, though, if the project gets dragged on too far. We are timed by the federal government of how fast we spend the money. We have to meet certain benchmarks as they time us. So we do not want it to drag out any further. We need to get it going. That is our goal. That is CBU's goal. Unfortunately, like Matt said, environmentals got in the way. But this will just paper up and make sure that we're not operating under an agreement that is no longer stands
I
up.
don't understand. And they're shovel ready to go.
Yeah, for the most part, and they're already ready to submit claims for expenses incurred. So I'm not sure what portion of it they already have ready, but we
But
will
they're ready to
start, we
submit
will start
claims.
drawing funds.
Okay, all right, sounds good, thank you.
Any further questions? Yes.
On the paperwork, just to verify as we went through, where it's grantee and it's got you, and it's got subrecipient, and it's got Vic on there as opposed to Catherine.
Well, in 2022 it would have been, yeah.
So we're just extending this, we're not having to
Yeah.
redo any of the paperwork?
No.
All right, thank
Those
you.
are the only two items being adjusted.
Okay, is there no further questions? May I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve Resolution 25-120. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
Next, we'll move into multiple resolutions, all for CDBG Social Service Grant funding. Resolution 25-121, approval of 2025 CDBG Social Services Grant with Boys and Girls Club. Resolution 25-122, approval of 2025 CDBG Social Service Grant with Community Kitchen. Resolution 25-123, approval of 2025 CDBG Social Services Grant with Hoosier Hills Food Bank. Resolution 25-124, approval of 2025 CDBG Social Services Grant with Mother Hubbard's Cupboard. Resolution 25-125, approval of 2025 CDBG Social Service Grant with Middleway House. Resolution 25-126, approval of 2025 CDBG Social Service Grant with Pathways. Who is our representative for social service?
Right.
No, but I mean,
Oh.
of the commissioners.
Ooh, last year,
Last year.
Yeah.
It was me.
that-
Was it you? Okay.
For social services?
Okay. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Hold on, I'm lying to you.
Deborah
I was
was
physical
on that?
improvements.
Yeah,
I was
I thought
physical
you were
improvements,
physical
wrong.
improvements.
Deb,
it
Deborah.
was Deborah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, these are just the final contracts for the allocations that were already approved earlier this year. So this would allow us to start drawing down funding when we're able to get it out to these agencies.
Is there anything you can share about the process or any impressions of?
I mean, we had a pretty similar process as we always have. I know, of course, CAC members took a lot of time to parse through the applications and provide these recommendations for funding based on, of course, our scoring criteria and how it aligns with the city's consolidated plan, which, of course, at that time was the previous, 2024 consolidated plan, as opposed to what's just been approved earlier this year. So,
Okay.
CDBG contracts limit the amount of funding that can go to physical improvement projects and to social service projects. So it's 15% of the allocation is the maximum amount that can go to these social service projects. CAC, for the benefit of the audience, is the Citizen Advisory Commission. We do 2 each year, one for physical improvements, one for social services. They're application basis. And then the CAC members, which are members of the community, we have a member of City Council, a member of RDC present for each one. They will score and decide how that money gets broken down. With social services, and actually with all of the applications that we receive on both physical and social service, we receive more funding requests than can be funded. So oftentimes the social services, especially at only 15% of the allocation, it's a very difficult decision, but I will assure you that there's been a lot of evaluation that takes place as these contracts are coming to you.
Thank you. Any questions on these resolutions?
Never enough money to do the right thing.
If not, may I have a motion to approve on resolution 25-121 through 25-126? Or not?
I'd like to go ahead and list the amounts of each for the record. In resolution 121, Boys and Girls Club, it would be $20,891. You have to forgive me scrolling through to the next. It's a lot of appendices. The 25-122 is for Community Kitchen, was also $20,891. The next would be Hoosier Hills Food Bank for $17,141. And then for Middleway House, $11,766. For Mother Hubbard's Cupboard, it would be $17,141. For Pathways, Inc., it would be $11,766. And for Beacon, it would be $17,141.
Okay, Beacon was not.
Beacon was, okay, that one
Was not among these.
Okay, I was going off a contract tracking.
You had some momentum.
That,
so.
yeah, that's for another time.
Okay. Questions on those numbers? Okay, if not, may I have a motion to approve?
I'll move for approval of resolution 25-121, 122, 123, 124, 125, and 126.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes, and those are approved. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to Resolution 25-128. This is a resolution amending the declaratory resolution and economic development plan for the Bloomington Consolidated Economic Development Area. And who will be speaking to this?
I actually need to pull that one from the agenda for tonight.
Okay. Never mind. All right. So that takes us to Resolution 25-129. Approval of environmental restrictive covenant on property at West Fountain Drive and West 8th Street, and authorization for installation of a dry detention stormwater facility. And who will be speaking to this?
I will as well. Apparently, what I was told is that last year, it came to the RDC that there is a piece of property that's basically roadway there where Fountain Drive and 8th Street come together. It's literally, a lot of it is in the actual road and then the roadway. And technically, the RDC owns that property. So last year, as part of a stormwater project, the CBU had come to the RDC, is my understanding, and asked for approval to allow them to do environmental sampling on the property so that they could get an IDM, Indiana Department of Environmental Management, site status letter. The site status letter, due to some contaminated materials, and we have to handle those, they want an environmental restrictive covenant on that property. Well, since you are technically the owners, even though it is all right-of-way and street, it requires your approval to put on the restrictive covenant. So that is the purpose of doing this evening, is to put that restrictive covenant on that piece of property. This is one of those properties that I'm hoping to get transferred out of the RDC because it has no reason to be in the RDC. But they do have a stormwater detention project that they need to complete, and in order to do that, they need this restrictive covenant put on so that they can handle soils and things appropriately.
Okay.
Now,
Questions, go ahead.
Is this identified on the map anywhere in here? Is there a map with the resolution?
it's just a map on West 8th and Fountain Drive.
I can't even find it.
It's on, well, 247. Is what I've got.
Oh, well, that's the drawing.
That's just the drawing it shows. It's not.
Yeah,
a map. There's
I was mean
from a GIS standpoint.
yeah,
No. As,
a locator map and stuff like this, a locator map would be probably beneficial.
because
Just FYI.
Yeah.
it's not.
And this had already came, so I
Yeah.
already knew what was going on, so.
Well, it's, I'm gonna say from a property standpoint, you're indicating it's all right away?
Yes, as you can see from the drawing that
Right.
supplied, there you have the street and then you have the right of way beside the street.
Right.
So there's really no,
They're small piece of property. I'm just trying to, as you said, get things off of RDC.
So
but-
this
yeah.
is all right away here.
I don't see it.
yes, that's the center line of the street.
Right.
And so you would have the street on both sides and then the rest would be the right of way, but it's also part of the right of way for Fountain as well.
Wow.
It's a big right away.
Yeah, although this drawing may not,
Be accurately depicted.
well, yeah, it doesn't help with the depiction, but
I bring up the drawing on GIS, but not on the screen.
So City of Bloomington Stormwater cannot move forward.
Pass this around, but it's this piece of property right here.
Dana, can you project that, or?
I wish I could, I don't know how to do that. Because I'm not the
Why don't
computer.
you just come, you can look at it.
All right.
You'll get it. You'll
Yeah.
understand it pretty easily.
It's close. Oh, it's all right away, but we don't have any. we
You
gotta
have to do this for the public, too.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it to the camera.
Yeah.
So it's this piece of property right here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, because it's right in between.
If you can pick that up or not, shoot.
Smile.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get low-tech about
Thank you.
things.
Do you want to do it for the owl, for those online too?
Make sure.
I'm not sure how to do it for now.
Just put it in front of the owl.
How do I get in front of you?
Climb up.
I don't think nobody wants that. Maybe
Can
or maybe
anybody
not.
see it?
There goes my voice. So, anyway, it will be on cats. If you get real interested, you can pull it up and see it. But it is roadway and right of way.
And City of Bloomington Utilities and the dry detention pond is gonna utilize part of this property in order to,
For stormwater.
for stormwater detention in itself.
Yes.
Okay, and that's not something that, once we do this letter, we're no longer going to have financial
No, there is no financial obligation of the RDC. You're not committing any money to this. You're just saying, okay, we'll put the restrictive covenant in that way, and we'll approve you going ahead and putting in this stormwater detention, which of course will benefit the neighborhood.
Fortunately, we'll still own it.
That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
get
well-
at. What do we have to do at the same time to transfer this particular piece of property to
I
public?
have asked if
works?
they
Or is that
want
a
us to
separate
just
capital?
transfer to them, and I haven't got the response back yet.
Of course
so,
not.
Well,
but
I'd be happy to
This
sign.
is one of many in that area.
Yeah.
If you search RDC
Oh, yeah.
properties
Oh,
in
yeah.
there,
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole time that they reconstructed that area, the RDC had purchased a bunch of the land that ended up becoming the street. So there's lots of little slivers of right of way. Now there is a portion, if you're on Kirkwood and you come up to the stop sign or stop light at Adams, to the left, the far left corner there, that'd be the southwest corner. There's a little piece of property there that has some, I don't know, maybe as much as 2 acres to it, or an acre. So it's got some property. It is actual property. So,
We've got a few parcels that
That's-
have value.
And
so
to that point, you know, happy to take care of environmental things that do it, but really would like to be able to say how or who could we put to focus on removing or putting back on the tax rolls
Yeah.
or transferring to the proper governmental agency within the city,
Right.
so that we don't own 94 properties that we really have no tax revenue, nothing happening with, or being able to give back.
yeah.
And it sounds like that's underway.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
There's just been so many other things that
Oh, yeah.
it just takes time to get to. But
Yeah.
yes.
Are there
that is
additional
underway.
questions on 25-129? Okay, if not, may I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 25-129 as presented.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? And that passes. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything for business or general discussion? Seeing none, we'll be convening next on Monday, November 3rd, I believe. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved, and we are out.